Bree here, and I am back making content. Sorry for the little impromptu break. If you follow me on Instagram, and I also post on my community tab, you know what's going on, but I'm not getting into that here. That's not what this is for. The spooky month is nearly over, and I have not gotten to make any of the content I wanted to make for this month. So this video is aiming to make up for that, and how I'm doing that is I'm doing a whole bunch of Halloween tier lists. So first up is candy. All of these I just found on Tier Maker. We are starting with gummy bears, which I do not really like gummy bears. I'm not a huge fan of gummy candy. The only gummy candy I like is sour gummy worms. But there's something about the texture, the consistency of gummy candy that I just don't really like. I won't go all the way to F because I can stomach them, but it's at least a D tier. Tootsie Pops. Okay, not bad, but when I was trick-or-treating as a kid, it was not what I wanted to get either. So C, it's mid-tier. It's disappointing but edible, you know? The caramel apples were a little better. I'm a sucker for green apple flavor, which this had. So that made it a little bit of, I've never been a huge fan of lollipops. Too much of a time commitment. So I'm still gonna say C tier, just above Tootsie Pops. Dots. I don't like them. I do not remember what they taste like, so maybe I do like them, but I have memory as a kid of being like, I don't like these. So I'm assuming I still don't like them. Maybe I should try them at some point, because I honestly cannot remember what they actually taste like. Milky Ways are delicious. They are up in S tier. Who gives peppermints out for Halloween candy? That is not Halloween candy. I'm thinking of putting this in F, not because they're bad, because, like, they're fine, you know, when you get an after dinner mint at a restaurant, but it's not Halloween candy. If you are handing out peppermints on Halloween, stop. That's not Halloween candy. You're not a restaurant. No, you're better off not handing out Halloween candy if that's what you have to offer.
Harsh.
Smarties. Smarties were one of my favorite candies as a kid. So now as an adult, I see so much hate for them, and I'm just like, wait, is this not a common universal thing of liking Smarties? Because, like, seriously, favorite candy for a while. There are definitely things that I like way better than it now, but it still has to go. Maybe I might lower it to B tier later on, but for now at least it's starting at A tier. So next, 100 Grand, don't like them. There's stuff in it I don't like. I'm picky. Mounds, nope. Almond Joy, nope. I don't like coconut. So those are automatically in F. Okay, those were knocked out fast. Blow Pops, okay. Now, I've already said how I feel about lollipops, but Blow Pops are the top tier, especially the sour green apple. Like, they actually taste really good. That being said, like, you have to commit to the time. Whenever I have a lollipop, I'm like, do I want the time commitment to eat this? There's just so much thought that has to go into eating a lollipop. Blow Pops I would like better if it didn't have the gum in the middle, because it's crappy once you get to it. It's not good. Okay, as a kid, I was always getting tongue-tied. As a kid, I was always at least a little happy to get them, so I'm gonna put them in B. Rolos are fine. They're good. Nothing to complain about. I'll say A tier. Lifesavers, mediocre. Not bad, not good, you know? Baby Ruth I don't like. Butterfinger, I love. The question is A or S? No, I'm putting it in S. It's really good. Crunch, great. It's basic, but still super, super good. I was always really happy to get them. That's at least where my childhood self would have ranked it. I would probably put it above Smarties now. just because I never eat Smarties anymore. Hershey's. It's basic, but you can't go wrong with it. I think it's up there in S tier, honestly. There's just something satisfying about it. This just looks like Lifesavers, but I'm guessing it's some other minty thing. So again, it's like the peppermint. Like, why? Why is this being handed out? Kit Kat is great. I will put that in... Let me put it above the Smarties. There we go. Skittles are fine. I will put them in B. M&M's are basic. Nothing to complain about. Peanut M&M's I'm not as big of a fan of, so I'm gonna put those in C tier. Snickers I hate. I hate Snickers. And this is not a case of there being something in it that I don't like, because this is something that my husband and I have talked about a lot, because he loves Snickers. And he's like, what is it you don't like? I'm like, I like the chocolate. I like the caramel. I like the nougat. I like the peanut. I like everything that's in Snickers, but something. I keep trying. I'm like, by all means, I should like Snickers. I hate Snickers. Like, it's disgusting. I hate it.
I don't like Snickers!
Airheads. I love Airheads. They are delicious. Yeah, it's going A tier. Sour Patch Kids are good. They're not sour, though. I want my sour stuff sour. I'll do B. They're fine. Swedish Fish, I don't think I like. Again, it's the gummy texture that I don't like. I hate hard pretzels. These Halloween pretzels bags, I recognize that. I always hated it when I got them. Fruit Chews. Yes, Fruit Chews. I always liked these better than, Laffy Taffy. I thought they were actually pretty good. I was actually really happy to get these as a kid. So I'm going to put it at B tier. Sixlets have a slight, like, citrusy taste to it that I don't really like. I'll put it D. Jolly Ranchers are fine, but you kind of get into that sucker commitment thing. I'm like, how long do I want to have this thing in my mouth? I'm gonna go C. Twizzlers I love. I would put that in A tier. Three Musketeers is S. As a kid, it was my absolute favorite. It's delicious. Starburst, really, really good. This is definitely A tier for me. Especially, yellow and pink. Now and Later's, oh my. I loved Now and Later's as a kid. It was one of those things I never saw in the store, but teachers always had them in the bowls whenever you got to pick from candy at the front of the class.
Where did it all come from?
Yes. How do you even eat a caramel apple? I've never been given a caramel apple while trick-or-treating. I like apple slices that I can dip in caramel, but like an actual caramel apple, I can't actually eat it, so I'm just gonna put it in D tier. Popcorn ball. Let's be real, we're all disappointed when we get a popcorn ball, so, D tier. Twix, delicious. A tier. I feel like there's gonna be a lot in A tier. I might have to move some down to B. Sweet Tarts, I'm kind of neutral on Sweet Tarts. They're fine, but nothing to write home about, you know? Candy bracelets, I enjoyed them as a kid for the novelty of it, but I wouldn't get it as an adult, so. Runts, I liked some of them. They were so hard though. I felt like I was gonna break my teeth biting into them, but I did eat them as a kid. I think I even got it as movie candy sometimes.
I like living on the edge.
So yeah, I'm gonna put that in C tier. Nerds those are good. I forget how much I actually like Nerds. I had some in the past couple years, and I was like, oh wow, these are really good. I see why I liked them so much as a kid. That's going at B tier. Reese's Pieces I'm actually not a fan of. As a kid, I really liked them, but it needs the chocolates. If I had a bowl of Reese's Pieces and M&M's, I would like Reese's Pieces. But Reese's Pieces on their own, I'm just not a fan of. So I'm gonna go D. Though Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are not on this, which is weird, because that should be an S tier. Fireball, I don't like. Can't do spicy. Fun Dip, I liked the stick. I was neutral on the powder. I really like the flavor of the stick though. But again, it's time commitment. There's so much work involved. So it's going at C tier. Cookies and cream Hershey's, by all means I should like it. I love white chocolate and it has white chocolate in it. But I got it one time and I was like, this is terrible. I hate this. It tastes so fake. Which I mean, Hershey's.
Good point.
If you're hitting it out as Halloween candy, it's different from what's normal, so I kind of like that. But I personally would not be happy to get it. So I'll put it at D. Lemon Heads, I love. I like I said earlier, I love sour stuff. So Lemon Heads are going up at A tier. Pop Rocks, again, it was a novelty thing. But the flavor isn't actually anything special. Sensory-wise, it's a fun sensory experience, but I'm putting it by the bracelets because, again, novelty thing, York Peppermint Patties are my favorites candy. They are amazing. Fruit Snacks. I think these are a fun thing to get even when trick-or-treating. Even though it's not typical candy, I still really like Fruit Snacks, and it changes things up a little bit, so I like that. And I'm gonna put that at B tier. Junior Mints, I still love it. Chocolate and mint is best flavor combo, so this is gonna have to go at A tier. But now see, I'm looking at this, I'm like, but Hershey's is up here, and I would rather have Junior Mints than Hershey's. There we go. Okay, I feel better about that. Milk Duds, not a fan of, really. Oh, there is Laffy Taffy. Okay, not a fan of. It's too chewy. I'll eat it, but it's not great. There we go. Warheads, like I said, I love sour stuff, so there we go. Mr. Goodbar, I don't like. Keith, I don't like. Candy corn, I love. Where are you on the candy corn debate? I feel like people either absolutely love it or they absolutely hate it. I love it. Raisins. I like raisins. I would not want to get them while trick-or-treating. I'm gonna put them at F, and I'm going to move up the things that are fine, but you shouldn't be getting while trick-or-treating. Dum Dums. What a disappointment.
Huge disappointment.
So yeah. Payday is fine. It's nothing to write home about, but it's fine. Hershey's Kisses, again, they're fine. There's nothing that really sets it apart. I'll put it at the top of C tier. Jolly Rancher Lollipops, I'm just gonna put with Jolly Ranchers. Ring Pops, again, that was it was a novelty item. It was fun as a kid, but I'm neutral on them. It was a little more convenient than a regular lollipop because I didn't have to hold it. So that was nice. I will put it with the Tootsie Pops. Tootsie Rolls, I would have to soften up before eating them, but they were fine. I've had them more recently though, and they did not hold up. So I'm gonna say C tier. Bubblegum, fine, it's C tier. Whoppers are good. I like Whoppers. Let's put that at B tier. Then last we have Gobstoppers, which again, I'm kind of just neutral on, so I'll put it at C. So here we have our Halloween candy tier list. Where do you agree, where do you disagree? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there, be sure to subscribe. Okay, let's move on to Halloween movies. If my energy is a little bit different, sorry, I had to take a break for therapy. Sleepy Hollow, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Oh my, so good. That is such a good movie. Yeah, that's A tier. Nightmare on Elm Street, classic. The ending, okay, so Nightmare on Elm Street sets up the lore of Freddy Krueger, and then in the last minute of the movie decides, oh, we're throwing all that out because we want a final jump scare, and that bugs me. But it's a solid B. Twitches 2. Okay, classic Disney Channel movie. I remember watching this when I was younger, and when I was not so younger. I would say C tier. I think it's a fine movie. Cute, a little cheesy, not the best Disney Channel movie, but I enjoyed it. The Shining, very good, very, very spoopy. I'm going to go with C, just because it's not as much my type of movie. It's on the limit of what I can handle in horror movies, so I have to bump it down a little bit. Harry Potter is not a Halloween movie. Back when I lived with my parents and we had Dish Network, there was some channel that every occasion wanted to do a Harry Potter movie marathon, and Halloween was, of course, one of them. I was never one to complain because I got to watch Harry Potter. But it's not a Halloween movie. It has a scene with pumpkins in it, sure. It has a scene at Halloween, but it's not a Halloween movie.
Yes, I know.
I'm gonna say B tier because I cannot put it middle of the road because it's Harry Potter, but it's not a Halloween movie. Okay, Casper I've not seen since I was a kid. It was one of those things that I watched at someone else's house, and it was a fine movie, but I don't think I ever went out of my way to watch it. So I'm gonna say C just because clearly it didn't leave that much of an impression on me. Haunted Mansion, on the other hand, I loved. It is great. It's going A tier. That is A tier. Phantom of the Opera, I have an interesting relationship with. Every other time I watch it, I like it. And every other time, I don't. And I don't know why. Saying this, it's interesting that given that I half the time don't like it, it's that I've watched it enough times to realize this pattern. But my best friend growing up was obsessed with the movie. So I've watched it a bit. And I was also a theater kid. So, I took theater classes in college and we watched it there as well. So, I've watched it a few times. It's good. It's very well done. It's just not my personal taste every other time I watch it. So I'm gonna put it at D. Friday the 13th, great. I just watched that last week on Friday the 13th. Cheesy. Cheesy slasher flick, but very good. I'm torn between A and B. I feel like this one goes up to A. I have a sweet spot for Friday the 13th. Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I was never that into it as a kid. So I'm gonna put it as D, not because it's bad. I think it's cute. It was just never something I was super into. Okay, this has all the Halloween Towns on it. So this is Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. So Halloween Town is my cheesy Disney Channel Halloween movie.
Halloween is cool.
It's going up to S tier. Monster House, I've seen it once. It's cute. I'll say B tier. Ooh, Tower of Terror. That's one that I grew up with Haunted Mansion because I watched it around the same period of my life and I loved them both. They have very similar, as far as Disney Halloween, they have a very similar vibe of they actually air on a children's scary movie as opposed to just like Halloween Town. And I loved it. I think I liked that one even more than Haunted Mansion when I was younger. Dracula. Surely I've seen Dracula. I grew up watching a whole bunch of old horror movies, so surely I've seen it, but all I remember watching is The Wolfman and Creature from the Black Lagoon, which are not on this list. I don't remember actually watching Dracula. I am going to rank this for The Wolfman instead. Because The Wolfman isn't on this list. And it is a classic that belongs at A tier. Ghostbusters 2, I know I've seen it multiple times, but I don't remember the plot of that one. I mean, here's actual Ghostbusters. I feel like I should rank that one first, which is a great movie that belongs at A tier. I'll put it at C just because it's Ghostbusters, so that gives it some credentials. But I don't remember it, so clearly it didn't leave that much of an impression.
Huh. Wow, you are very forgettable.
Gremlins scared me so bad as a kid. I love it now, but as a kid, it terrified me. But it's very good, very good. I'm gonna put it at B. Halloween, I'm gonna put it by Nightmare on Elm Street, because I feel like those are pretty on par with each other. I think I do like Halloween a little more. Hocus Pocus. I'm gonna get some hates.
Oh boy.
I don't like Hocus Pocus. The songs are fun, catchy. For one, I didn't watch this until last year. It was the first time I ever watched Hocus Pocus. Maybe it was because it was so, hyped. I expected something better than what it was. Plot was subpar, I felt like. If you're one of the small percentage of the population like me that hasn't seen it and doesn't want spoilers, then don't. listen to this, but I know that it was meant to be a good thing and poetic, that the guy that had been enchanted to be a cat died at the end, so he got to move on and be with his family, and that was really supposed to be a good thing. I have potentially an unhealthy attachment to cats, and I can't watch a movie where a cat dies. Like, I guess there are some exceptions when it's like a result of some horrible catastrophe and it's meant to show like how bad things are, or is like just a second and it's on the side. But when it's like a big thing like that, and I was sobbing watching it. I'm like, I was not prepared for this. This is supposed to be a fun Disney Channel Halloween movie, and I am a sobbing mess because a cat just died. Even though it wasn't even really a cat, it was a person that was cursed to be a cat and live eternal, and he wanted to be with his family, but I can't. So because of that, it's going at D, because I will never watch it again. I don't know if anything's going at F, so that makes me wonder, because like I cannot put Hocus Pocus on the same tier as Phantom of the Opera. I cannot do that. Yeah, Hocus Pocus going down to F. Sorry.
I sincerely doubt that.
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Cute, cheesy, fun. I will put that at C. Return to Halloween Town is the weakest of the Halloween Towns because it was made like a while later, and they recast Marnie, and it's just not nearly as good as any of the others. I still watch it, but it's going down to D tier. Young Frankenstein I've seen once. It wasn't really my brand of humor, so I'm gonna go down to F. Like, it had some funny moments, but it might be another one that was kind of overhyped for me. Wait, this is original Dracula. So what's this? Okay, no, this is classic Dracula. This is not. This is going down here, and you're going here just to represent classic monster movies. Nightmare Before Christmas, again, is one I only watched recently, and I wasn't blown away by it. It has some great songs. Don't get me wrong. Again, it might be the overhyped thing. My best friend absolutely loves it, so I'm sorry, Caitlin, but I was not blown away by it. Would probably put it at C. Halloween Town High, very cute. Yeah, I'm gonna put it at A tier. I think all the first 3 Halloween Town movies are good. Halloween Town itself, that's going up to S. Next up is this one. I hate it. I watched it for the first time in high school and it freaked me out. There's still things from it that if I see it, I will have nightmares. Here I have The Shining, but this is the one that scares me. This is the one that freaking terrifies me. I can't handle that. I cannot handle the movie.
We get it.
Matilda, I remember watching when I was younger, but I don't remember much from it, so it's gonna go in the C of didn't leave that much of an impact on me. Frankenstein, so we do have another classic monster. That's nice. But I do distinctly remember not liking Frankenstein as much. So I'm going to put this down at B. Practical Magic, I have seen at least part of. I caught it on TV. It's a good movie, but there's something about it, and it's been a while since I've seen it, and I think I blocked out part of it. But there was something in it that messed with my brain and freaked me out a little bit, and I don't remember what it was. Just every once in a while there will be a movie that it's not that it scares me, but it leaves me after I watch it feeling not well, and it was one of those. But I remember thinking it was a good movie at the time. It's always, I enjoy them while I'm watching it, then afterwards I'm like, I don't feel good. Because of that, I have to put it at D, just because I don't think I can watch it again. Which just sucks, because I kind of want to just figure out what it was that messed with me so bad. Because I'm curious, but I also probably shouldn't do that to myself.
No, bad idea. Bad idea.
The craft is similar this is going in F tier because it's another one that got to me psychologically. Though this one I noticed while I was watching it. It didn't wait till the end to kick in. Twitches, very good, very good. Should I put it above Twitches 2 or with Twitches 2? I'll put it above Twitches. I'll put it above Twitches 2. Okay, I am a little sad that Scream is not on this list because it would be top of S tier. Same with 13 Ghosts. Those are my Halloween. Though Scream's year round. Scream I just love. Okay, now for one that I think will be pretty fun is classic Halloween costumes. Nurse costume. Kind of a classic. I'm going to say C. I feel like it's a very middle of the road costume. Other animal costumes, so I guess an animal costume other than something that's mentioned in here. Just plain like this just dog onesie pirate costume. I'm gonna say B. There's a lot of versatility with it. You can make it your own. I think that's fun. Princess costume, I'm gonna pump this up to A tier. Like, yes, it's a little cliche, but I have seen some really good princess costumes. Pumpkin classic, wow. A pumpkin costume. You know, the thing that everyone was dressed up as at least once when they were a kid. I'm going with D just because it's so basic. Robot costume. I'm gonna say C. I feel like it's kind of middle of the road. Evil clown's going in F because if you dress as an evil clown, I don't like you. You make my life harder.
I hate clowns.
Firefighter costume. I'm gonna go D. Frankenstein. I love a classic monster. Frankenstein's going up at A. Mummy. Are you my mummy?
Are you my mummy?
That's going with B. I think B. I'm just going with my gut on that one. Any food costume. Why does anyone dress up as that? I do not get it. I'm gonna move other animals up to C. Zombie costume. If it's a well done zombie costume, at least A. President costumes, I don't get. I do not get president costumes. I'm putting that at F. Bats, I'm going to put it at C, just because I feel like it's kind of a weird one. Not as weird as Bunny. Why you're dressing up as the Easter Bunny for Halloween. Like a killer bunny, I could understand. But I'm gonna go with D because mixing holidays confuses me. Okay, burglar. I'm going to put this up at A. There is a special place in my heart for just finding something simple that works as a costume that you can still be comfortable in. Cat costume. I might be biased here considering my love for cats, but I can't put this lower than an A. Clown, you're going down. Like, clowns are clowns. It doesn't matter to me. Cop, I feel the same way with cop as I do with firefighter. I'll move them up to C though. They're kind of around the same vein as nurse, honestly. Cowboy costume, meh. I don't know why. Like, I don't really have logic for putting it at D. Devil costume, sure, I'll put it at B. Now, ghost, kind of like devil. It's a classic one. Like, you gotta respect it. Skeleton, I'm gonna put this up by zombie. I'm actually gonna move Frankenstein down to be with his mummy buddy. Can't read that, but it says spider costume, which I'm gonna put with bat, because it's just kind of a weird one. This fad may have passed, but I don't care. This is still going as S tier, because it's just awesome. I love the inflatable T-Rex costumes. Same with vampire, just because it is that classic. It is a good staple. There's so much you can do. Like, there's so many different directions you can go with vampire. Viking, I am putting it at A. You know what? I'm lowering princess to B and burglar. Werewolf, I'm putting at A. Which, like vampire, there's so many directions you can go with it, and I think that's a lot of fun. Zombie bride, I think those are great costumes. Wizard costume, I'm gonna put it at A tier. Okay, so here's my ranking of Halloween costumes. If you are dressing up as something that I ranked low, I apologize. These are just my personal opinions, and honestly, this was harder to do than I thought it would be. But let me know what you think of my ranking. Thanks for watching, leave a like, and remember, you are ineffable.